in the heart of a fog-shrouded London. The cozy study of 2-1B Baker Street was filled with the frantic, beautiful melody of a violin. Dr. John Watson sat by the fire, watching his friend with a mixture of confusion and quiet admiration for the detective's eccentric genius. Suddenly, the music stopped. Holmes turned his head, his keen eyes catching a rhythm that wasn't his own. A mystery was knocking at their door. The door burst open. Mrs. Hawthorne, an elderly lady of great elegance, entered. Her hands were trembling, and her face was pale with distress. "It's gone, Mr. Holmes. My family's sapphire ring vanished from my bedside table while I slept," she cried, her voice echoing with desperation. Holmes remained perfectly still. "Nothing simply disappears, Mrs. Hawthorne. It is always taken, and what is taken can be found within the hour." Holmes and Watson arrived at the Hawthorne Estate, grand Victorian mansion standing tall against the gray afternoon sky. Inside, the air felt heavy. Holmes moved through the mistress's bedroom like a hawk, his magnifying glass catching the afternoon light. "Look here, Watson!" Disturbed dust on the sill, but the window lock is untouched. No forced entry from the outside world. "And inside, Job?" Watson whispered, glancing toward the hallway where the household staff stood waiting, their faces a mask of nerves. The butler stood rigid, his expression as cold and immovable as stone. He had served the family for decades, without a single blemish. Next to him, the young maid fidgeted with the hem of her apron, her eyes darting between Holmes and the floor in fear. And then there was the nephew. He leaned against the wall with a forced air of boredom, but his eyes were overly interested. Holmes ignored the suspects for a moment. He had spotted something small, a tiny, dark patch of mud on the deep red carpet. "Riverbank mud," Holmes declared, standing up, "rich in clay and silt, not from the dry garden outside this window. This mud comes from the Thames, miles away. Someone here has been on a very long journey through the night." He gathered everyone in the grand drawing room. The evening sun cast long, dramatic shadows across the polished wooden floor. "Only one of you has been to the riverbank," Holmes began, his voice echoing. "Only one of you needed a way to hide their debts." The nephew's face turned a ghostly shade of white. Holmes walked toward the great stone fireplace, his boots clicking on the hearth. With a quick, practiced motion, Holmes reached out and pulled at a loose brick hidden behind a bronze statue. The sapphire ring tumbled out, catching the final rays of the sun and shimmering with a brilliant, deep blue light. Mrs. Hawthorne let out a gasp of pure relief. "My ring. You found it." The tension in the room shattered instantly. The nephew broke down, dropping to his knees. "I'm sorry," he sobbed. "I was desperate. I thought I could replace it before anyone noticed." Holmes looked down at him, his expression stern. "Observation is a powerful tool, young man. Deceit, however, is a very poor shield." The case concluded, Holmes and Watson returned to the familiar comforts of Baker Street. The fire was once again crackling in the grate. Watson looked up from his journal. "A masterstroke, Holmes. But tell me, how did you know it was the fireplace?" Holmes smiled, picking up his violin. "When you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, no matter how unlikely, must be the truth." As the soft melody of the violin rose once more, another mystery was laid to rest, and London slept under the detective's watch.